So guys, we all love a good fantasy series, right? Some of you watched Rings of Power, House of the Dragon, The Witcher. We're no stranger to loving fiction.
Imagination.
And guess what? The best fictional fantasy series is just about to come out on Hulu. It's called The 1619 Project. Let's get into it.
Young Apollo with the
Yeah, guys, you've heard it here first. The 1619 Project is coming to you in media format. They're going to make it into a 6-part series for Hulu, and they have dropped the trailer, which we are going to check out and react to. I'm aware of the 1619 Project. We've talked about it on this show at length. For those of you who don't know what the 1619 Project is, it's originally a book written by American journalist Nicole Hannah-Jones, this redheaded woman right here. And it basically, the 1619 Project lays out this idea that America didn't really start in 1776, as we've all learned in our American education system.
History began on July 4th, 1776.
In education systems around the world. In fact, the United States of America truly began when 20 African slaves were brought onto the mainland and were enslaved in what we now call the United States of America. So Nicole Hannah-Jones writes out this piece of history in the book, The 1619 Project. And of course, it's more than just a project that talks about the history of enslaved peoples and the United States' part in that history. What it really stands to say is that African Americans and Black individuals living here in this country have a long-standing history of oppression and chains, and those chains have not been broken, nor will they ever be broken until we break down all of the foundational systems and institutions that this country built on the backs of African American people. That's what Nicole Hannah-Jones is really getting at. And you can watch her interviews where she talks about enslavement, and she talks about reparations, and she talks about oppression and victimization. She has quite literally made her entire career discussing these topics and is for some reason called an academic. Now, a little bit of background on the 1619 Project. It's gone under a lot of heat as this book is released. Of course, it was very popular, not only among just average Americans, but I'm sure many woke college students were forced to read this book. Anybody in African American studies, I'm sure, read the book. Target had the 1619 Project displayed on all of its bookshelves alongside other indoctrinating published works. So many people have read this book. And many people, including very accredited historians, have lots of criticism of this book, particularly where Nicole Hannah-Jones states that a pivotal part of the Revolutionary War was actually protecting the institution that is slavery. Of course, this was contested. Of course, this was denied. And of course, she had very little backing for making a statement like this. But nonetheless, she said it because that's all America is about, right? It's about slavery. It's about Jim Crow. We haven't worked as a country to get ourselves out of that. We haven't worked to increase the equality for people of all colors and creeds in this nation. And in fact, no progress has been made. The country is as racist as ever. And you know, this could have just lived as a book. You had the choice to buy the book, whatever. Now you have the choice to watch the 1619 Project as if you needed it. And Hulu has graciously decided to put it out for us. Now, before we watch this trailer, let's take a look at the stats on this. Apparently, this has nearly 11 million views on it, 10,600,000, which is really weird because the likes on it have a whopping 344 likes on this Hulu video. Now, you can't see the dislikes here, but luckily we have a little add-on that we can check, and it has over 4,000 dislikes. So clearly this trailer is already getting ratioed by the few people who have actually chosen to click the like or dislike button, and these 10 million views are clearly inflated. With whose money? I don't know. Is that George Soros money? Mark Zuckerberg money? Is it the money that BLM stole from the millions of contributors that chose to give them money as they burned down our cities for months out of the year? Who knows? I'm not going to speculate. I'm sure Hulu has a very vast marketing budget there. But let's get into the trailer here and give it a watch. I'm already seeing an American flag, which is really weird considering all the people in this activist camp who support the 1619 Project have a particular disdain and vitriol for America itself. I'm not sure they're running around supporting the American flags. Pretty sure they don't have one in their front yard. So let's see what they got to say.
Seatbelts, everyone!
They say our people were born on the water.
Who said that? I've never heard that. Anyways, maybe I'll find out when I watch the series.
Like nothing had existed before.
The New York Times published
The 1619 Project.
There she is, Nicole Hannah-Jones, standing in front of a yard with the American flag in it. Yeah, right. Give me a break. Spare me. You are not holding up the American flag and talking about how you're a true American and how you're really the one who brought about this country. You don't care for this country. We all know it. We've all seen it. And we've all heard you talk about it. So it's just amazing the imagery that we're getting, that they'll use the American flag and talk about how American they are when it suits their agenda. And when it doesn't, they throw it right out of the window.
1619 Project.
The legacy of slavery.
We were told by virtue of our bondage, we could never be American.
Who has said that in the modern day? Who? I get it. Yeah, in the 1800s, somebody was like, yeah, we want to keep slavery around. And particularly those in the South were like, yeah, we want to keep slavery around. But then, guess what? There was a pretty wicked war with numerous battles, and it was abolished. And you know who fought for that abolition? Black and white people. Oh my gosh, so where are we now where people are saying that you're going to continue to be enslaved and you're going to continue to be in chains? It's great to look at the world and look at history and get a true depiction of American history. Nobody's negating that. And that includes talking about slavery. It includes talking about Jim Crow. But it also includes talking about the fact that we're no longer in that era anymore. And black people are no longer treated that way.
But it was by virtue of our bondage that we became the most American of all.
What? Okay, sure. I'm pretty sure we just saw Stanford University put out a list of language that you should use when referring to people and all this different censored language and what's the better word to use. And one of the words that they said not to use was American. It's very common on the left to say, I am anti-American. I don't want to take on the label of being an American because I don't feel any pride in that label and I don't love this country and it excludes other people and all of this sort of stuff. So it's so strange to see that they'll take on the label of American when it suits them.
You cannot tell the story of America without telling the story of Black America.
That's true.
We are the story of America.
You're sitting on the flag.
That is blasphemous!
Pretty sure you're not supposed to do that. But anyways.
This is the 1619 Project.
January 26th, y'all, coming to you on Hulu with inflated views because I'm sure nobody's going to watch it. This is a get woke, go broke. And by broke, I mean
I only have like $3.50, so it's hard.
344 likes on YouTube. Oh my gosh. I'm not even sure that I'm going to watch this. And it is quite literally my job to review BS like this and then tell you about it. And I'm not sure that I can stomach a 6-part series that focuses on just the historical woes and oppression and blah, 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 blah. I just don't think I can do it. They're clearly milking this for as much as they can. It's like when you have a book series that you love and it gets made into a movie or a show and they always take the last book and split it into 2 movies. Always. Like they couldn't possibly fit it in 1 hour thing that they give to you and let you watch. And that's what they're going to do with the 1619 Project and any other project that they can put out there to convince you of your victimhood. Like I said before, we can talk about history. I invite it. I think it's a wonderful thing. I don't think we should ignore the past transgressions of this country. But my goodness, do we need a 6-part series on the 1619 Project, which is historically inaccurate in more ways than one and has been called out on numerous occasions, only to ignore those that have valid criticism. Even African American studies, professors and tenured publicists, journalists, writers who say, yo, I'm here for what you're saying. I'm here for the activism, but this is wrong. Can you please fix that before you put this out to the world? And they just, I'm so sorry. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you over my oppression blinders. I didn't hear you. So I don't think I'll be watching this unless you guys really want me to. But I had to let you know, the 1619 Project is coming to a television near you with inflated views and people who don't want to see it. I'm looking at the comments right now, and we'll just read a couple of these before we move on for the day. It says, the part where she picked up the flag and said, leave the gun, take the cannoli, made me cry. I don't know about that part there. Very compelling trailer. Now show the like to dislike ratio. And guys, we got that for you. Boom. They got ratioed real hard. Let's see. Fantasy series. Nice going. It says, we became the most American of all. Native Americans left the chat. Yeah, it seems like when we're focusing on the struggle of people of color, it is always Black people and African Americans. We very seldom talk about people of other races, other creeds, and other backgrounds. Guys, those are my thoughts. Please like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time we post a video for you guys. And drop a comment down below. Are you guys going to be watching the 1619 Project? Can you suffer through 6 hours of hearing about this stuff? I can't. So if you can, more power to you. Let me know what you think. Bye, guys.